Hey guys, so in this video we are going to be doing some practice with adding mixed numbers that have a common denominator of their fractional part. So a mixed number, you'll remember, has some wholes, like this has 4 wholes, and then some leftover parts. So we are going to see what happens when we add 4 and 5 twelfths to 5 and 2 twelfths. So since these, just like if we didn't have the whole numbers here, if we imagined like these were just fractions, right? We would see that there's a common denominator, and we know that we can simply add our numerators, right? So 5 plus 2 gets us 7. And our denominator stays the same because that's our size of slice, if you will. So 5 twelfths plus 2 twelfths is 7 twelfths. Well, now the new feature is that we want to put these back in, right? Our whole numbers. And now we're simply going to add these up. 4 plus 5 gets us 9. Okay, so when you're adding mixed numbers, you can do your fractions first and your whole numbers second. Now, what happens when you have unlike denominators, right? We have a 3 as our denominator here and a 5 as our denominator here. So first things first, you can work either direction, right? You can have them organized sideways like this, sort of in a row, or you could stack them in a column. I like to stack them up. So I'm going to stack them like this. So now I see that what I need to do is I need to find a common denominator first, right? So if we want to, we can kind of go 2 avenues from here. We can either convert our mixed number into an improper fraction and then find common denominators and add, or we can just imagine for a moment like our whole numbers are not here and just work with our fractions for now. So I'll start with that strategy. So our denominators are 3 and 5. If we count by 3s and we count by 5s, the first number they'll share will be 15. So our new denominator will be 15. Boom. So Diva comes in and Diva says, hey, how can I help with your converting here? So you say, well, I know that I'm going to need your 3 outfit here because that's hard to see, but that's a 3. 3 times 5 is 15. Legal to do so long as whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top. So 2 times 3 is 6. We'll do the same thing here. 3 times what gets us 15? 3 times 5. So we have to do the same thing to the top here. Use our Diva. So now we have a common denominator. We can simply just add. I might even extend my sort of answer bar here. So 6 plus 5 is 11. Denominator stays the same with 15s. But we need to remember that our fractions were not only fractions. They were also, it's a little hard to see. This was a 5 and a 6. So we'll bring our whole numbers back in. That's a little hard to see. But we have 5 plus 6 equals 11 wholes with 11 left over and out of 15. So 11 and 11/15. So I'm just going to kind of put that over here, and we're going to use that other strategy of converting into an improper fraction and see if we end up with the same thing. So to do this, we'll say, all right, 5 times 3 is 15 plus 1 is 16 thirds. Come on. And then 6 times 5 is 30 plus 2 is 32 fifths. So now we have converted these, right? And so now we don't have any wholes and fractions. We just have an improper fraction. So our common denominator will be the next step. So we know that we're going to, again, have a common denominator of 15. 15. So now is where it can get a little ugly because you're going to want to do some bigger math. So 3 times 5 again will be our Diva. Now 16 times 5 is a little more ugly, right? But I like to break it up. So I would say 10 times 5 is 50 and 6 times 5 is 30. So we add them together and we get 80/15. Down here, we're going to use our 3 Diva again, because 5 times 3 gets us 15. Legal to do so long as we do the same thing on the top. So 32 times 30 gets us 96. When we add these together, 80 plus 96, our numerators, we get 176/15. Denominator stays the same. We need to convert it back to a mixed number, though. In order to compare, see if we get 11 and 11/15. We can pull 11 whole 15s out, and we do end up, when we divide, having 11 left over.